A question that I receive nearly every day is what is going to happen once Mata Nui Mondays are over? What's next for the channel? And up to this point, I've kind of hinted that there is a plan, but that I'll address it after Mata Nui Mondays are completed. And the big reason for that is I wanted to only focus on Mata Nui Mondays. It was a big series for both myself and all of you, and I didn't want to take any attention away from it. With the conclusion of Mata Nui Mondays having taken place, the big question now needs an answer. What is next for All Out Brick? Is it going to be Gen 2? Slicers? Hero Factory? Star Wars? Well, to be very straightforward, I am going to do Gen 2, but not right now. Just like Bionicle had a 5-year hiatus from the shelves, I want to split the two eras up with a big time jump. So I'm only going to drop the date in this video, but the first episode of Gen 2 will be on August 10th, 2024. Now, that is a Saturday, but it's also Bionicle Day, so I want to pay some respect to that, so the first episode will be August 10th, and then we'll follow up the following Monday with the next of Gen 2. So what am I going to do in the meantime? A lot. And I still want to stick to the schedule of certain videos come on certain days. I really like breaking the week up like that, so we're going to stick with it. In terms of a weekly calendar, let's start off with Tuesdays. Tuesdays are going to be held for current set reviews, otherwise known as sets that are currently on the shelves. This is going to span over all sorts of different themes, and it's going to really just cover a bunch of sets that I'm interested in and I think that you guys are interested in. I would like to note that Tuesdays are not going to be the only day you could see a current set review. If there's something such as a big wave release and I want to cover all of them, that can stagger over several days. But don't expect to see any videos that aren't current set reviews on a Tuesday. Hope that makes sense. Thursday is a day that I'm very excited for, and I think carries over the same energy that we had for Mata Nui Monday, Throwback Thursday. At first, this is going to focus on sets that either made a major impression on me as a young kid, or that I had always wanted when looking through the LEGO Shop at Home catalogs. This is going to be our Community Nostalgia Day. And last but not least is what I consider to be the most significant piece of content I'll be diving into, live streams. Saturdays are going to be held for the Stay Bricking Show, which is going to be a 60 to 90 minute live stream that'll cover LEGO news, highlights of mocks and designers, guest interviews, live Q&As, giveaways, and more. I really can't wait to start doing them. There's just a little bit more to button up before I actually get started with them. Obviously, that is a ton of new content, especially coming from someone who wasn't exactly the most consistent when it came to producing just one weekly video a week. But I want to clarify, I am not going to be jumping straight into that full schedule. At first, we're going to alternate each week between current set reviews and Throwback Thursdays. And then sometime in probably March is when I would expect the first week where we have both a current set review and a Throwback Thursday. As for the Stay Bricking Show, there's still a ton of work to do, graphic tests, audio tests, switcher tests, the whole 9 yards. There's a lot to do. I don't have a firm date set in mind for when the first one's gonna be, but I'm really pushing for that to be in the first week of April. Oh, and that's not all. I'll also be engaging with YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. For the most part, that's gonna consist of condensed reviews, but I do plan on doing some more with those forms of content. To kick off, the short form content is going to be retrospectives of all the previous Mata Nui Mondays, 2 per week. Alongside them are going to be retrospective scores because personally, I think some of those sets could be scored a little bit better when looking back at the theme as a whole, rather than just going one by one along the lines of every year and pretending like there's not some grand or some pretty bad sets ahead of them. This next phase for the channel and the community is going to be much more encompassing of LEGO as a whole, but we'll still stick to our roots of what got this channel started, aside from the mock constructions and custom sets. Shout out to Disney for taking that away from me. And while I could certainly ramble for another few minutes, I think that this is going to wrap this announcement video up. There's a lot of work to do. Oh, and you'll also get to see the brand new studio behind me and some really cool camera upgrades in the next few days. Fun stuff. Stay bricking.